everyone. Today's video is about being selfish, okay? A lot of people are selfish. We are born that way. We have to learn how not to be selfish. And selfish is being interested in yourself and only looking for yourself. You don't care about others around you or what's going on, okay? And a prime example of that would be my ex-wife. A couple of examples. When we were married, she ran up a huge IRS debt. I have the legal document stating it's from her business. I have a divorce decree that states she's responsible for it. I have all the signed checks that she signed causing the debt, yet she won't take care of it, causing me immense personal harm. That's being selfish. Another example of her being selfish, about 5 years into our marriage, we had 3 kids, stepdaughter and 2 of our own. She would take off on the weekends and go shopping. TJ Maxx, Ross, various other stores, spend $400 or $500 a day, come back with a carload of stuff. And when the stuff got too much in the house, and it's still way too much in the house, and I'm still learning, trying to figure out how to purge a lot of this, she would contact the scavengers who wander around the neighborhood, fill up huge boxes full of stuff, and give it to them. So shopping was therapy for her, I guess. I don't know. But it was selfish because she would drop the kids on me and disappear Saturday and Sunday and just leave me the kids, me and her dad. And her dad was like 75 or 80. He wasn't really helping with the kids very much. I'd get like a half-hour break in there, and that was it. And I call it selfish because I worked 10 to 12-hour days, usually from noon till midnight, Sunday through Thursday. Sometimes Sunday I worked 8 a.m. to midnight. And Fridays were spent doing paperwork, payroll, answering emails, making sure everything for the business is running correct, doing bank statements, bills, all that stuff. So when Saturday rolled around, I need a break, and there are the kids, and she'd run off. She did have a full-time job. She was a school teacher. She was up at 7 in the morning, taking the kids to school, picking them up, bringing them home, taking care of them until I got home at night. But it was selfish for her to take off for the entire weekend, both days, without helping me. I understand that I didn't help her during the week, but that's because I was earning the majority of the income. And I could not change my hours to be home. I did rearrange my schedule. I was getting home around 8:30, 9 o'clock in time to get the kids in bed. Didn't matter. She still took off. I call that selfish because she thought of herself. One weekend, I decided I was going to do it a little different. I got up in the morning, took 2 out of 3 kids, and disappeared and went shopping. A couple hours in, the text would start up, "When are you coming home?" "I'm shopping. I'll be home in a bit." "When are you coming home?" A couple hours later. "Still haven't found everything. We got a couple more stores to stop at. We'll be home soon." When I got home, she was furious. She figured out that I went shopping to show her what she was doing to me. And you can't do that. That is the act of a selfish person throwing a fit over that, saying you cannot do what I've been doing to you. It's also narcissistic behavior. That's another video. But it's just one of the examples of her being selfish, okay? Here's some more examples. We went to Disneyland. Me, the ex-wife, the 3 kids, the 4th one, baby Nellie, wasn't alive yet. Her parents. Cost me $10,000 for that trip. You're taking so many people and paying for 3-day park hoppers and hotels and staying over a week, airfare, everything. You have to rent a big car. But while we were there, we went to a grocery store across the street from the hotel buying snacks. So we aren't running to the hotel restaurant every 10 minutes to get the kids something to eat or the grandparents. So we stocked up some snacks in the hotel room. I held the door open for an older gentleman and a woman. The old gentleman didn't say anything. He just walked in. But when the lady walked up, she was like, "Why did you hold the door open for me?" Very angry. And I said, "I'm being polite." She said, "Was it my gender?" Okay, we're not going into politics, but that was what she said. "Was it my gender?" And I said, "No, I'm trying to be polite. I held the door for the gentleman before you, if you were paying attention." And I said all that in a very calm voice. And she stomped off. And I let her go. I didn't provoke anything. She was being selfish there because she was not thinking about my feelings. She was thinking about her feelings of the potential disrespect I was showing her because she was a woman and I was a man. Okay? Had nothing to do with living in a polite society. It had to do with her outrage, her feeling of outrage, and my fueling that feeling of outrage. Another example from California is we're getting on a plane to come home. We're flying Southwest. We have young children. Of course, the phone has to ring. We have young children, and we get to board second. Southwest sells 4 different tiers of boarding at that time. I get it. They want to make money, and if they can charge you to board the plane early, they're going to. That's how they make money. Duh. Okay, their airfare's cheap. They got to make money somehow. Too many suitcases. Here's a bill. Too many peanuts. Here's a bill. I don't even know if they charge for peanuts. I haven't been on a plane in a while. 2 years ago. And United didn't charge us for it. Frontier did. But getting back to it, we boarded second. The plane had 3 seats on each side with a central aisle. Okay. And every single aisle seat was full of a person who did the early boarding. And I'm looking at my kids and I start asking people, can someone move so I can sit next to my kids and take care of them? Everyone would look away. They want the aisle seat because if they have to pee, they can get up unbothered by the people sitting on the inside. Okay? And they want first service. They want everything the way they want it. And here I am with young kids. Now, the in-laws were flying back to Mexico a different way. So it was me, the ex-wife, the baby, and 2 girls. The ex-wife and the baby found a seat. They sat down. I eventually parked the 2 girls. I think one was 3 and the other was like 8 next to someone. And I purposely sat 4 rows back and told the girls, I'll be back here 4 rows. You just come get me if you need help. It did not take too long for someone to switch seats with me and let me have a full row so I could sit next to the girls. Okay? That's just another act of being selfish. You see a family, you can stop and help them a little bit. Grocery store, someone's walking out. I know grocery stores have automatic doors now. But not all stores do, like Ross does not. You can hold the door for them as they're walking out when they got a family. Okay? Checking out the grocery store. A woman walks up with her kids and has 3 items and you got 20, you can let her in front of you. Okay? Or taking the pregnancy or the young child parking. Even though you're like 30 and fine. That's being selfish. These things are acts of being selfish. Another example, you're driving down the street. This happens to me all the time. I live in a college town, go figure. And, someone wants their coffee and they go across 4 lanes of traffic. Because they're on their phone. I'm going to start making short videos of that. I finally got voiceovers working on my computer. That slideshow a few weeks ago was a test to see if they work, and they work fine. Okay? Just like the microphone's working now. I've got more than one video clip where someone decides my lane is theirs, and they don't care I'm there. And they're pulling into the lane, and either I move or they hit me. I've decided recently I'm not moving anymore. They can outright hit me. I've got an old car, and honestly, someone did hit me and run off the other day. That fortunately, I got a dash cam. We got their information. We called the police. Their insurance company had to pay me $1,000 for fixing the back of my car. Okay, it is an older car. The insurance company was threatening to basically total out the car because it was older. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm not moving. It's my lane, and it's not that I'm being selfish. The fact is they're coming in the lane where I'm at. Now, if they're trying to pull into the lane and no one's letting them in, and I've watched this for a while, I'll let them in. That's not the same thing, okay? When they're trying to move into the space I currently exist, that's being selfish. When they're trying to move into an empty spot and I speed up to keep them out, then I'm being selfish. If we all start working on not being selfish, the world will be at a better place. So one of the ways we can do this is we can be polite to everyone. There's a reason why, courtesy was a thing back in the 50s and the 60s, and it's not now. It's not now because people are moving into a selfish behavior pattern. Okay? An example, I talk to everyone, everywhere I go. Sometimes my kids are a little embarrassed because I'm talking to the checkout person. But I think my oldest is recognizing that when I talk to them, they're more friendly. The next time I walk in that store, they're even more friendly. And I've walked into a store where I just can't find something, and one of these people I talk to every week comes running over and helps me because I've been so kind and polite to them. Okay? You'd be amazed at how little interaction store employees have with customers, especially in the checkout lanes. They just typically don't know anyone. No one talks to them. They just do their job. Makes their job boring. Okay? If I go in Costco with my 3 daughters, all the workers come over and say hi to them. They don't do much more than say hi, but I see them come out of the way to say hi and keep walking. When I'm not there, and I walk by one of them, they'll say, "Where are your daughters? We miss them." Okay? And that's also being polite to me. They don't have to say anything, but they're trying to be polite and give me a better day by saying, "Hey, how are you?" That's the opposite of being selfish. Okay? Yeah, so there's a lot of things we can do to prevent being selfish in our lives, and I think just being polite to others is the first step. Okay? Volunteer work. I've started doing more of that lately. Helping others. Definitely. My job is full of helping others. Okay? I commonly work without taking money from students, put in extra time, or cut the price in half for various reasons. So I'm not selfish with my time. My daughters, oh my God. This thing right here. Okay, you see the time. We're making the video 6:13 in the evening. Part of that is there's windows right here, and the evening sun's starting to come in. Anyhow, that thing is the destroyer of families. You have that thing in your hands, you're immediately selfish because you're concentrating on it. It's addictive. It's one of those things I've been working on setting aside. I had a video game that I was ranking up in the top 1,000 people in the state constantly, and I spent no money on, but I had to spend a lot of time to do it. I quit. I hardly play any video games on my phone now. I finally walked away from that. I'm now spending more time with my daughters. My ex-wife has complained, I've tried to get hold of you. How come you don't respond? It's because my phone is not in my hand. My daughters are with me. And then she gets mad because my eldest doesn't have her phone. And it's the same response. She doesn't have her phone. We're spending time together. And that's the ultimate thing you can do as a parent. Don't be selfish. Spend your time with your children. They will appreciate it later in life. Okay? And they're getting the age where they're starting to want to be selfish and do their own things. And if I can pull them out of that, they're happy. For example, my 2 youngest were watching YouTube. My eldest was, I don't know what she was doing, playing, I think, Dress to Impress on Roblox. And I said, "We're going for a walk." And the complaints started up, and they're like, "But we're watching this. We want to do this." And don't worry, I monitor their YouTube usage. I check up on what they're watching. They have to watch it on the TV. They can't watch it on a phone. But they're pretty free to watch as long as they're being responsible, and they are. And once we get them on that walk, the happiness starts up about 2 houses down. They're running around, they're bouncing, they're jumping. They want to go explore the creek that's by the house. They want to go look at the frogs. They want to look at the dogs that people are walking. It's me getting out of that self-centered behavior that revolves around being selfish. Okay? And I got to work on that more with them because as they get older, that's going to get harder to do. They're going to want to spend more time with their friends. I know I'm going to become less important. It's just a part of them growing up. But I also need to work on them being self-centered. Spending time with their friends is in part being self-centered. So, I hope you found this useful. I keep knocking this. This thing just likes to shake. It doesn't have a good stand. I'll have to figure out how to fix that soon. I can buy a mic stand. That's a standard size mic. It just won't have this neat rubber hanging to prevent vibrations. All right, you all. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful, informative, and have a good one. I will be back with another video soon. You can count on it. My goal right now is 3 to 4 videos a week. Too much content, I know. Got to make money somehow.